Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Gabby. If you're not, well, you know the drill. Let's get on to the video. Hi everyone. Okay, so as you can tell, my voice is a bit stuffy, but that's because Friday night I went out and ever since then my sinuses have been acting up, so that is just wonderful. Anyways, so for this video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you guys my September TBR. September is usually the month of, when fall starts, it's getting all cozy, summer's ending, so I figured I'd get in a couple of summer reads in before fall officially starts, and I also figured I'd get in a couple thriller fall reads to start my fall off. For the first couple of books that I have, it's actually books that I'm currently reading, and I don't have time to finish them before August gets over, so I'm going to be finishing them in September. The first is It's Not Summer Without You. This is the second book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I am a little over halfway through with it now. But basically in this book, Belly's life is about to change since her brief relationship with Conrad fizzled out this past winter. She'll be staying home for the first time. Her best friend Taylor has lots of plans for them, boat parties and tanning by the pool and new boys to obsess over. But when Jeremiah calls and says that Conrad has disappeared, all roads seem to lead back to the beach house. Will Belly spend another summer chasing after Conrad, or will she finally be able to let him go? This book so far has gotten nowhere love triangle wise. I am neither Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah as of right now, but if I had to choose, it would definitely be Jeremiah, because Conrad, I just really don't like his character, and a lot of people will probably hate me for this, but I just don't like his character. He's being a complete douche right now. I mean, I see why he is, but he's just being a douche, and I don't like it, and he's not my favorite. But anyways, this is It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series. The last book or second book that I have that I'm currently reading, and I'm gonna finish sometime in September hopefully, is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This book follows Kath and her college adventure and how she's going through this whole thing. She is a fan fiction writer and showing her obsession with this fan fiction series, and I am almost halfway through with it as well. It honestly, the first 100, 200 pages, I was completely bored out of my mind. There was nothing there. I was completely just honestly a snooze fest. And then I got into an interesting part where something romance wise happened, and it started getting interesting, and now I simply have not been wanting to put it down. So it's definitely taken a turn for the best with this book, so I have my hopes up that I'm going to love it by the time I finish it. And that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. That finishes off the books that I have got to finish reading for September. Now we're going to get into my stack of books that I have high hopes of finishing, which is probably not going to happen. Let's be real. I have school and finishing all type of stuff as well, and it is a busy month for me. I have my birthday, so it's a lot, but I have high hopes, and I have a stack of 7 books here that I have got to start and finish, or want to start and finish before the month of September is over, because it's my birthday month. And let's be real, we all have high hopes for our birthday month. Okay, the first book I have here is A Reliable Wife by Robert Goodreads. I actually picked this up in a thrift store about a week ago, and I read the back of it and I was like, That sounds interesting. You're coming home with me.
You're coming home with me.
And so I'm gonna read you guys the back because it is, as it says here in the front, intoxicating. He placed a notice in a Chicago paper, an advertisement for a reliable wife. She responded saying that she was a simple, honest woman. She was, of course, anything but honest. And the only simple thing about her was her simple-minded determination to marry this man and then kill him, slowly and carefully, leaving herself a wealthy widow. What Catherine Land did not realize was that the enigmatic and lonely Ralph Truitt had a plan of his own. And okay, everything about this I love. Okay, she is about to try and kill him so she can be rich, and I love that. And that honestly had me so attached. It had me hooked just by reading the back of it. And I seriously hope this is an amazing read, because if it is not, I'm literally going to cry, because I have such high hopes for this, because the back of this book sounds amazing. If you guys have read this, please let me know your thoughts, because my hopes are so high. Because the plot of this book is just an amazing plot. So if the author does me wrong, which it is a male author, so he probably will, I'm going to be upset. But anyways, this is A Reliable Wife by Robert Goodreads. Second book that I have is Little Fires Everywhere. I also found this book in a thrift store, and I think I might have found it in the same one. I could be wrong, but I think I did. I've heard this go around. I've seen plenty of people reading it, and usually I see mixtures of love and hate. I don't really know what this book is about, but it was popular, so I picked it up because I seen it and it was cheap, and I was like, you can't beat the price. So I grabbed it, I picked it up, and I've heard that it is a good fall read. Some people say it's sad, some people say it's not, but I'm excited to see where I fall on the spectrum of hate it or love it. So the back of it says, in Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses, to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Elena Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter, Pearl, and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets of Mia's past, but her obsession will come at unexpected and devastating cost. Little Flowers Everywhere explores the weights of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. Sorry, my reading is somewhat horrible, trying to speak out loud, but we're going to ignore that. The back of it sounds interesting enough for me to pick up and read. It's not something I would usually see at a bookshelf, bookstore, and pick up off the shelves to read it. But it sounds interesting enough for me to pick up. I like the theme of it. Seems pretty fall-ish to me. So we'll be picking this up sometime in September, which is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. The next book I have here is We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, because obviously if I'm going to finish the second book, I have to finish the third and final book in the series. This is the third book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series, We'll Always Have Summer. The back of this says, which is kind of a spoiler to the second book for me, but it's the back of the book, so it really doesn't matter. Her whole life, Belly has been in love with the Fishers. Susanna was like a second mother to her. Conrad was her first love, and Jeremiah was her first real boyfriend. Now, after 2 years, Jeremiah gets down on bended knee and offers Belly what she has always wanted, to be Belly Fisher. As Jeremiah and Belly head back to Cousins Beach to plan their wedding, Conrad comes to Belly. He made a mistake when he broke her heart. Now, Belly must confront her feelings for Jeremiah and Conrad and face a truth she has possibly always known. She will have to break one of their hearts. So excited for this one. Everybody says the second book is usually the most boring, and so I'm really hoping to finish that one and get to this one because I'm so ready. I'm so ready to finish this series. I'm so ready to see what happens because this love triangle is not it for me. This, once again, is We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. I'm excited for that one. The next book I have here is a classic, and I like to read a classic every month, which is a new thing I started doing a couple months ago. But this is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. We all know the story of Peter Pan, but I will read what the back of this says. I absolutely love this edition. I love these editions. I am collecting them. But the back of it says, second to the right and straight on till morning. That, Peter had told Wendy, was the way to Neverland. But even birds carrying maps and consulting them at Windy Corners could not have sighted it with these instructions. Peter, you see, just said anything that came to his head. Oh my God, I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait for this. And I am really looking forward to annotating it and reading it for the first time. I love the movie. I love anything to do with Peter Pan. So, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited for this. Okay, I'm gonna move on now before I keep fangirling about how excited I am. The next book I have is Hush Hush. I might actually read the rest of this series if I get around to it. But this is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick, and I want to read this. I'm going to probably do it on audiobook because I like to have at least one audiobook every month where when I can't actually physically sit down and read and I want to read, I have a chance to do that with something interesting. Hush Hush follows Nora and Patch, who are forced together for a lab project, and then, they have to sit by each other for the rest of the school year. He is showing interest in her, so, from the beginning, and, she's like, okay, how do you know why does it seem like you know what I'm thinking or feeling at all times? And she's like, how do you know how to attract me? How do you know how to repulse me at the same time? I don't understand. But then, as their connection grows stronger, Nora's own life becomes increasingly fragile. Nora needs to decide, is Patch the one who wants to do her harm or the one who will keep her safe? Has she fallen for one of the fallen? Becca Fitzpatrick's New York Times best-selling debut is a page-turning leap into the unknown world of fallen angels. Do you have someone to catch you? Okay, the back of this book, very intriguing, okay? I am very excited for this. I've seen a lot of love go towards this book. I know it used to be very popular. It's not as popular now, but I'm still very excited for it. And I am so ready to dive into this series. It is a trilogy, and I own all 3 books. So I'm very excited. Hopefully I will get into this whole series. But if not, I at least plan on getting through this one this month and maybe the other 2 next month. This seems like the perfect mysterious type of book to get into for fall and starting off my fall. So I am excited for this one. Okay, the next book I have here is a sad book. A very, very sad book. I've heard a lot of love and a lot of hate for this book. I've seen a lot of people say that their expectations were not met when they read this book. I've seen a lot of people say they couldn't finish it, and I've also seen the exact opposite. I've seen people say they couldn't put it down. I've seen people say they were absolutely in love with this book. they give it 4 to 5 stars, and so my hope is kind of in the middle. Like, I don't expect to love it, I don't expect to hate it, but I am very excited to read it, and that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I hope I pronounced that right. I have not read too much on this book, so all I know is the title. They both die at the end. And if that isn't something sent out to destroy my soul, I don't know what is. But it starts in September, which I figure is perfect to start in the month of September. As the back says, on September 5th, a little after midnight, Deathcast calls Mateo Torres and Rufus Emeterio, I'm so sorry, I'm butchering these names, to deliver some bad news. They're going to die in less than 24 hours. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons. They're both looking to make a new friend on their end day. The good news is there's an app for that. It's called Last Friend. And through it, Rufus and Mateo meet up for one final epic adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. Okay. The back of it sounds so good. The plot sounds so good. And I really don't want to get my hopes up because of the bad things I've heard people say. But, oh my gosh. The back of it sounds so good. And I'm so excited to read it, honestly. I cannot wait because, okay, it's perfect for September because it revolves on September 5th. And so, hopefully, we will start this on September 5th. I might even do a reading vlog for it because it seems perfect and I have the opportunity. So that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Okay, you guys, the final and last book I have for my September TBR is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. As it says right here, the perfect nail-biting mystery. Just by the title and by that one description alone puts this book as the perfect book, as I've said many times in this video, to start off my fall, to start off my thriller binging book series. It's not actually a series, but I'm gonna do it. And I am excited. I tried to read a chapter or 2 of this book months ago. Did I do it? No. But I'm gonna try it again. And I do not own the second and third book in the series, but that is okay because I am just so ready to dive into this. And if I don't like it, then I don't have to buy the other 2 books. So, pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now, a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation. But soon, she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. Love that description. So ready, so ready to get into this book. I have heard a lot of good things about this book, so my hopes are high, and I am ready beyond anything to get into this. I don't know when I will get into it, but I'm ready beyond anything to get into it. I know hopefully it will be this September, as it is on my September to be read, but this was a big old stack. And this was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So those 7 books that I have to start this September, and the 2 books I have to finish are a bit of a stretch for me. I do not usually read that many books in a month, but I'm getting there. And possibly more than that if I do get into the Hush Hush series and decide to read the other 2. But I'm excited and I'm ready for September to start to get into this big old stack of books that have been sitting on my TBR for who knows how long the majority of these have. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.